Good morning, everybody. Last class, we studied about the overview of Scilab. That means what is Scilab and what are the features are involved that we studied in the previous class. If you don't remember, just look at the video and recall it. Or you have written the notes in the notebook, right? You just recall all those points. Okay. In today's class, we are going to study about what is Scilab, how to install this Scilab in your system, and how to get started with the Scilab programming language. What is this console? Okay, these are the topics we are going to study today. What is Scilab? It is a numerical and programming and graphics environment. This is available free for uh, all the mathematical people who wants to do the mathematical calculations. Okay, actually it is free from the French governments, which is named as National Institute for Informatics and Automation Research. Okay, so Scilab is a numerical programming and graphics environment. Numerical is nothing but where you can do all the numerical calculations, which can do as a program also. Okay, then graphics environment is nothing but you can see and do all those programming, whereas if you go to C++ and all, you will be typing everything as a command, right? The same way you will be getting the result, but here in the Scilab everything will be available as a icon. Okay, you can see and you can type and you can see the results. So this is called as graphics environment. So Scilab is a numerical programming and graphics environment which is available free from the French government called National Institute for Informatics and Automation Research. Okay. It is similar to MATLAB. What is MATLAB? MATLAB is also the same thing which is used for the mathematical calculations and the graphics. But it is not a open source software, but here this Scilab is a open source software. Okay. Next point is it can run on variety of operating systems like Unix, Windows, Linux. You know what is operating system, right? Okay, so now currently we could have been use only this Windows operating system. Okay, so not only this window, you can use this Scilab with Unix and Linux also. Okay, this is only the second point. Next, it is a self-contained package. What is self-contained package? Everything will be the intrinsic functions. Okay, all the functions are available in this Scilab automatically. Just you have to use the function. That is only self-contained package. Once it is packed and installed in your computer, it will consume about 50 MB of your hard disk, which is nothing but the space which is going to consume while you are installing the software in the system. Okay, it needs 50 MB. For each and every software, we need a space. Okay, the same way, Scilab consumes 50 MB of your hard disk size. Okay, before installing the software itself, you have to verify whether you are having 50 MB of your free space. Okay, where you can find the software, here I have given the link. What do you have to do? You just copy it and paste it in the Google server. Once you have pasted, it will be opened with a web page. Okay, in that page it will be listing you how to install or download this Scilab. Okay, when you click on it, it will get installed in your system. That means the executable file will be downloaded. From the executable file, you have to install it. Girls, this is if you want, you can install it. If you don't want, if you don't want, you can leave it. Okay, those who want to know, those who know to install, you can install in your system, or you can get help from your friends or something and you can install it. Once you install, it will be very easy for you to run the commands and verify. Okay, now we are going to learn about how to install the Scilab under Windows environment. In the previous slide, we learnt about how to install the Scilab in various environments, right? This can be installed in various environments, OS environments like Unix, Linux, Windows, like that we studied in the previous slide. Okay, now we are going to study how to install the Scilab under Windows environment. Okay, so probably everybody will have Windows environment only. Okay, so it is distributed as a Windows binary and the installer is provided so that this installer will be very easy. Okay, and the how to, once you have been installed, how the console will be, that is given as a picture here, you can refer through that. Many of the commands can be done through this installation process. Okay, once it has been installed in your Windows machine, if it is based on the Intel processor, there is a library called Intel Math Kernel Library, which enables the Scilab perform the numerical calculations faster and in a proper way. Okay, this Scilab binaries are provided for both 32 and 64-bit platforms. What is this 32 and 64-bit platforms? See, when you look at the My Computer properties, okay, you can see in the Windows environment the icon My Computer. When you right click on it and see the properties, it will show you the platform of your system. Either it can be 16-bit or 32-bit or 64 bits. Okay, so this will be matched only with 32 and 64 bits platforms. Okay, and it can be downloaded in source form so that you can edit your code and you can create your own binary codes also. Okay, and this is generating everything in the library, especially if you want to debug, it will be checked with the library commands, and if you want to add a new one also, you can add as a new feature. Okay, so here we studied, once you have been installed the Scilab in your Windows environment, how it will be. Okay, like that we studied in this slide. We have installed the Scilab. Now we are going to learn how to use Scilab programming in your system. Okay, so this is giving you some simple steps, okay, which can perform. How can you do the calculations? There are several ways of using the Scilab. Okay, for example, when you are using the system, you can open your folder through the PC, or you can search the folder using the search system. Like that, a folder can be opened in many ways. The same way, when you're using the Scilab can be used for programming in several ways. Okay, now we are going to study only the three methods how can you use this Scilab programming. First one is the interactive mode. What is this interactive mode? Interactive means what? When you are giving the commands, immediately the system will respond. According to that, you can give the next command. That is called as interactive mode. Okay. So you can use your Scilab by using interactive mode. That is the first way. Second way, executable functions. Okay, for example, in C++ and all, everything you will be writing in the program. Once you have been finished, you will be saving the file, then you will be executing. Okay, the same way here also you can open the text editor where you can save and you can execute all the commands. Understood? This is the second way. And in the third way, you can see as a batch processing. What is this batch? Okay, you have written some 10 or 15 lines. Among that, you want to execute only 2 lines or 3 lines. That can alone select it and you can execute into Scilab. That is also possible in this Scilab programming language. Understood? So, this is called as batch processing. Okay, okay girls. So clearly you make and understand. So by using all the three ways, you can execute your program. Understood? Either you can use interactive mode or executable function or batch processing. Okay. So interactive mode will give you the immediate results. Executable functions will be used to save as a file and you can execute it. Batch processing is nothing but only part of the code. If you would like to execute, you can execute it. Clear? In the previous slide, we have seen how to use this Scilab programming language. We studied how many ways? Yes, three ways. What are the three ways? The first one is the what? Console processing. Second one is the editor. Third one is the batch processing. Right? So from that, we are going to see what is this console processing. Okay. Console means once you have been installed the Scilab in your system, when you open that, your window looks like this. Okay, this picture. Okay, so by first way how to use this Scilab, that is interactive way. Okay, once you have typed the command, immediately it will give you the answer. Okay, so this document is designed Scilab, which printed here can be copied into the console. Okay, if you want to type the command from somewhere else also, you can type copy and you can paste it. What is the aim of this console interactive way means the reader can get good experience. Okay, once you have typed, you can immediately get the answer. Okay, so this is the quick and smooth way of the computation, desired computation. Okay, following the this explanation, there is a small part of code, that is, I would like to display the text called hello world. Okay, and it should be with the apostrophe mark. What I have to do, I will be getting the mark like arrow mark. Okay, we will not type that. Okay, once we get, we have to type that yes equal to, within double quotes I have to type hello world with our keyboard, and when we enter key, immediately the Scilab will give you the answer s equal to hello world. Then if we type disp of s in the Scilab will answer you as hello world. Okay. Previously when you give s equal to hello world, the same thing will be printed. Okay. That means it will show you that you have typed this command. Okay. Next, when you give display function, it will execute. Okay. It will execute and show what you have typed. Clear? Here when we are going to study about how to use this console window. Okay, so when we, if you would like to type or if you would like to edit the command, already how we have been used in C++, the same way you can use it. You can use your left key, right key to move up and down, and you can press this backspace to remove the errors or to remove the text, and you can press this up arrow key to execute the commands, and you can use this hash arrow key to browse the previous commands. Okay, so these are the keys you can use it. Normally how are you using in the C++, the same way you can use it, and you can use this tab key to complete that particular code. Okay, so this panel we have to type. Once you have been typed, it will list you the list box where the Scilab displays all the available functions. Okay, among that you can choose any one. According to that you can proceed it. Okay, so the auto completion works of the functions, and the remaining will be handled by the graphics environment. So this will make the development of scripts easier and faster. Since the function is appeared in a graphical way, this is called as the graphics environment. Clear? So previously we studied, remember, it is a numerical and graphical environment where you can type and you can get your codes, right? In C and all we won't get the list box like this. Okay, so this is called as the numerical environment. Clear? With this we will finish our class today. The remaining things we will study in the next class.